Please remain calm. Attack of the Franchise is about to begin.
Hi guys, welcome back to Attack of the Franchise. I am joined here by my two co-hosts.
Oh, hello. I'm Lauren. I was just making sure my mic was working. I saw no wavelengths, but yeah.
Yeah, you'll see them show up later. I'm Andrew. Sorry, we're talking about technical stuff.
Yeah.
We're ruining the illusion.
Yeah. They
The
broke
curtain
the
has
fourth
been
wall.
lifted.
They broke the fourth wall. It would be
Right.
like I don't know how it works with audio.
Yeah. I'm like, how would it work with audio?
We broke your eardrum. That's what it was. You now cannot hear anything. It's
Broke
just
your
ringing.
ear walls.
Right. Well, we're here to talk about the Nolans, the trilogy. But for right now, we're going to talk about the first one, which is Batman Begins.
Yep. We had Batman and Robin before.
Mm-hmm.
Yvonne and I talked about it. Lauren, what are your quick thoughts about Batman and Robin?
That's the one with George Clooney, right?
Yeah.
I guess nipples, really. But other than that.
Just think nipples.
Yeah. I mean,
So I guess
we
it's
all
not that
know
bad.
it's kind of like it was already the tail end of like that type of, movie.
Can't be
stuff.
Yeah. Over
horny
the top.
90s.
Yeah, I feel like this new era that Nolan takes it in is like it sets up, what movies now, superhero.
Right.
movies are
I feel
now,
like
so.
you consistently go back. Well, for me anyways, I feel like I
Mhm.
consistently go back and compare superhero movies to Nolan's.
I think
Yeah.
this one really did change Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
But after Batman and Robin, we almost had a fifth Schumacher
Mhm.
in that series. We would have had Scarecrow
Ooh.
with Coolio.
Oh.
All the cast was going to return. George Clooney. They were going to have Jack Nicholson come back as a Scarecrow fear
God.
sequence.
Hmm.
Harley Quinn was going to be played by Madonna, except
I
Joker's
wouldn't
daughter.
say that I wouldn't like to see that. Like I would like to see it, but I also wouldn't. I would wait until it got to the dollar movies. It's good that it didn't happen, I guess.
Yeah, probably would have flopped like Batman and Robin did. But there were a
Yeah.
lot of other attempts to try and restart the Batman franchise.
Mhm.
There was going to be like a Batman versus Superman movie with Jude Law, Colin Farrell.
Oh.
I think Superman and Lois were going to have marriage troubles, and then Lois was going to die because of the Joker.
So it's just going to be super dark.
Yeah.
Probably
Or
dumb.
It
Kinda like
sounds
that-
really goofy.
Sounds a
Yeah.
bit like that game Injustice. Have y'all heard of that?
Oh yeah,
No, I haven't.
I've heard.
It's like Superman going dark and
Oh,
starting to
okay.
kill
Mhm.
people.
They have like the animation for it, like that one, right?
Yeah, they made an animated
Yeah.
version of it.
Oh,
It's
that's
pretty
cool.
crazy. Yeah, Superman just straight up kills the Joker.
Yeah, he straight up
First.
like
Yeah,
penetrates him like, ah.
Oh
yeah,
my
he
God.
like literally leaves a hole in that man. Yeah, just because he knew he can do it. Like the Joker
Do you
knew
watch
he
The
can
Boys?
crush him, crack
Yeah,
him.
I watched. I was
Kinda
gonna
like
say.
Homelander.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say it's just like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine like
Yeah.
the fear everyone would feel?
I don't know if I
seeing
would
this
want to see that in
person,
live
like-
action though.
Dark
Especially
Superman
with-
has been a popular trend lately
Mhm.
for some reason. Everybody
Yeah.
likes to see, but what if Superman was evil?
Yeah, and it's like, well,
I'm like,
what
well,
if
Superman's
not?
the symbol of hope, but
It's-
everybody just wants to see him be a dick.
It just reminds me
Right.
of. It gives me that feeling of like watching Brightburn. You know what I mean? Like,
Brightburn, that's another dick Superman
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, I've never seen that one.
That one's
but
good.
It's
from
like
the
more of a-
trailer, it looked
More of
cool.
a horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of reminded me of that. Well, from the trailer of that other one where the guy's like invisible, but it's like a suit. Or,
The Invisible Man.
Yeah. that
Yeah.
Oh
one.
yeah, that one was good.
So other Batman tries, they were going to do Batman Year One.
Mhm.
That one got pretty close to being done with Darren Aronofsky. Would have been weird.
Yeah.
Wasn't going to be
know.
about Batman being a billionaire. He was going to lose his fortune. Alfred was not going to be a stuffy old British butler. He was going to be a black auto mechanic called Big Al.
Oh, is that like still part of like any kind of
That's
comic or
never
that's
been-
just
Yeah, I
like-
think that was
that's,
just
like,
his own
like, some
interpretation of
own
it.
lore of
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's never, ever,
Well, that's good. Yeah.
ever.
There
Yeah.
was no documentation
I know.
of this
I was
like,
like,
ever.
this does not seem like
you know,
it's even sticking
I'm
to the
not
story
one of
of
those
Batman.
people that needs to be like, oh, 100% one-to-one comics.
Yeah.
Because every adaptation
Yeah.
has differences.
And I
Yeah.
think it should. Like, it shouldn't.
Because, yeah, something that works in a 10-page comic book, it's not
Yeah.
going to work in a
Yeah.
2-hour movie. And these
Mhm.
characters have to endure week to week for 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
That's why I like watching the Nolans, like, because they, I don't know.
Mhm.
They tell this one singular story
Exactly.
about Batman without any MCU kind of stuff.
Yeah,
References to
and it's
other
like his
things.
own perception or like his take on Batman is what I really like.
Yeah, I would say at least for Batman Begins, it's like a really good like storytelling of just the making of Batman and origin. Like it's on it. Like I feel like looking back at it for the first time again, I was just like, this is so like it's so dated in its time, and so like it could be lame, but at the same time, when I was watching, I was like, wow, they really covered all the bases of like this is how this Batman started, you know?
Yep. Christopher Nolan was approached by Warner Brothers. He brought his take on Batman. They were going to make it dark, gritty, more realistic than the campy Tim Burton, Joel Schumacher, more theatrical comic book stuff.
Well, I mean, just from like the cinematography, it's very like
Grounded.
Let's bring this realistic world into a fantasy story.
And watching it now, I think it definitely held up for its time.
Yeah.
As opposed to Batman and Robin, where Batman and Robin can glide around the room 20 feet.
Yeah, that is,
the worst wire work in movie history.
You can see the wires. They're Peter Panning everywhere.
Right?
And they're skin-tight rubber nipples.
Yeah.
And cod pieces.
And also, I like that we don't see him in the suit, like, right away.
It really takes its time to build up to him being Batman.
Yeah.
It feels more earned than just a guy walking out in a bat suit, which works in its own way in the Tim Burton ones because you see this creature of the night and you're not really sure what he is because the criminal's not even sure if he's human.
Yeah.
But this one focuses on Bruce as a human and a character more than the Tim Burton, Joel Schumacher ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was already established that he was Batman. You get to see him become him.
So they decided to use Scarecrow and Ra's al Ghul because they had not been done yet. Jack Nicholson had the iconic Joker, Dan DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer. I feel like there was more respect for these iconic portrayals as opposed to now, where we get a Joker every 2 years.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man is rebooted before he even hits the floor, before it hits theaters.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny that you say that because, like, I was gonna watch this movie like yesterday with my boyfriend, and he was like, "No, that one has the Scarecrow one in it." I'm like, that like he's hardly ever brought like to live action, so why not?
Yeah, I always forget that he's in it as little as he is because Cillian Murphy's so good.
Yeah,
and his look is so great. I love the bag over his head.
Yeah.
And the fear sequences.
And then he takes it off and you're like, wow, he's hot, but he's crazy. I
He
could
is
fix
so
him.
attractive.
He's a very good looking man.
Like, I feel like, you know, Batman too, he's kind of, we're seeing it from his point of view. He's probably like, I can fix this man. He'll get it together. And then he's like, no.
Cillian Murphy was screen testing for actual Batman for this one. You can find a screen test on YouTube.
That would have been real sexy, but
that's kind of scary. Piercing blue eyes.
Yeah.
If you watch his screen test, he kind of gives off the Pattinson vibe where he's just so broken and haunted by the death of his parents.
Well, why didn't they make that? I feel like that would have been nice.
That would have been different.
Good.
Cillian Murphy's a kind of a stringy looking guy. Christian Bale was cast. He got real jacked.
Do you know how much weight he had to put on? Because it was right after The Machinist, wasn't it?
20. It was right after The Machinist where he was scary, skinny.
Yeah.
He got down to that like skeletal look by like just eating apples and smoking cigarettes all day.
That or just eating nothing. Yeah.
Type of diet.
So then he had to get real jacked after being cast as Batman. And he got too much muscle, so the crew started to call him Fat Man because he couldn't fit in the suit anymore.
Damn.
Body shaming him for looking amazing. He looks so good during the ninja.
He does.
sequences.
He looks really, really good.
He does. He really does.
It's just crazy after like seeing his body. He does a really good job with his body transformations. But just watching The Machinist and then having this movie right after, that transformation is insane.
It's funny if you watch his screen test. He wears the Batman Forever suit for it.
He does.
Yes,
I had no idea.
He screen test, I think, with Amy Adams. For some reason, Amy Adams was just screen testing, but she wasn't cast. I think she would have been better than Katie Holmes.
Yeah, for
sure. Rewatching it now, she would have been way better than Katie Holmes.
I mean, my turning point with Katie Holmes in that movie was when she slapped him, and I was like, girl, bye. Like, bye. What?
Not only that, but when she hits I know we'll get into it with the plot breakdown, but like when she hits him or look at one of the guys that's going to attack her with the bag, the way she does it, she just...
It kind of makes you like not feel bad for like when the second one comes
and it's not her anymore.
And it's not her. Yeah, but even in, like, the characters, I feel like it just kind of want that to happen to her too. So you're like, oh, I don't want to give no spoilers. Nah. Like, you haven't seen the movie.
Other choices for Batman, Josh Hartnett. Y'all like Josh Hartnett? I think he's okay.
He's all right, but I can't imagine him. He doesn't have the look to me in my eye.
He looks too pretty.
Yeah.
I can't put a
Christian's a pretty guy, but...
that.
Yeah, but he has that, like, I guess with, like, American Psycho and that kind of, like...
American Psycho, it feels like his audition where he's playing this vapid, upper class yuppie, and he murders people running down the hallway naked with a chainsaw.
Yeah, but I mean, like, his look or whatever, like, he's more of a better looking Batman, I think.
Yeah. He's very
the first one to fit
looking.
The traditional Bruce Wayne, jet black hair, handsome, chiseled.
Yeah, and then especially when he was Bruce Wayne, like, he just played it how you wanted him.
When he's playing like the character of the billionaire jerk.
Yeah, to hide his disguise of being, I'm Batman.
Other people considered Jake Gyllenhaal, Heath Ledger.
I can't see Jake Gyllenhaal doing it.
Jake Gyllenhaal, I really love as an actor.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
He had bad luck with superhero movies. Tobey Maguire, for Spider-Man 2, he was going to drop out because he hurt his back for Seabiscuit.
Oh, damn.
The studio thinks he was just holding out for more money.
Yeah.
So Jake Gyllenhaal was like on speed dial, ready to go.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't think I would want to see that.
I could see him, though, as Spider-Man.
I could Jake Gyllenhaal. He's younger than Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, I was going to say, he might have played that role a little bit better.
I guess.
But it just feels weird when they recast in the same series outside of a reboot.
Yeah, because he is in the new one.
Like, I was a real dumb kid. Like, when Michael Keaton stopped being Batman, I didn't think, like, oh, it's a new actor. I was like, oh, Michael Keaton looks weird.
No, but yeah.
I thought he aged that way. I was like, am I just going to drastically change my look when I grow up? I didn't even register it as two different people.
Yeah.
No, I probably would have done that at, my age now, so.
Yeah.
All right, so speaking of Bale's Batman, do we like the Batman voice? He doesn't do the Michael Keaton, just a bit of a deeper register. It's a growl, animalistic.
Rewatching it now, I think, well, back then for me, I didn't like it because I felt like it was too much, too over the top. But being an adult now and watching it now, I do realize that's like a character he's also getting into, like being
like
Batman.
It's this interpretation because he plays Batman just as full of rage. It's his outlet.
Yeah.
To beat people up.
Yeah.
That's something that Pattinson also brings to it, but he doesn't growl. He doesn't go.
Yeah, I think it goes with it.
I think it's good in this one, but really bad in the following two.
Yeah.
Because
he gets more hoarse in his voice.
And those ones, I don't think Bale is actually doing it. He might still be doing his Batman Begins voice, but they digitally alter it in the sequels.
Oh, okay.
So maybe that's why it's rougher. But it doesn't feel like this is a voice anybody could make for extended periods of time.
True.
Yeah, it feels like it would get annoying. But
I just felt like he was getting older.
That
you know what I mean? Yeah. Or more withered as being Batman. That's like what I kind of felt like rewatching, the last two in the trilogy.
So we have Michael Caine as Alfred, who is actually a fully formed character this time.
Yeah.
As opposed to just standing there in the Batcave most of the time.
Yeah.
With Michael Gow.
Well, I feel like this whole cast too is it's a good one.
It's a great ensemble. Morgan Freeman, Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
Not Katie Holmes.
Yeah.
We're not going to mention Katie Holmes.
There's so many other good ones. That one just, no.
It's awkward when you look at those. Sometimes you see on IMDb, like, the Batman series is nominated for this many Academy Awards. All the cast has this many nominations.
Yeah.
And Katie Holmes, 0 nominations.
She's not even mentioned in there.
Dang.
I really liked Michael Caine as Alfred. They did a great job with casting him because I feel like he brings that kind of like warmth to the screen. Like he's that bridge,
Yeah, he's the father figure to Bruce because I think this movie is really about a theme of it is that Bruce is trying to find a father figure because he has Michael Caine as Alfred, he has Gary Oldman, Commissioner Gordon, and Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the beginning, definitely with Ra's.
Well, I think too, like going with the theme, it's like also getting over Batman's fears, and I feel like Alfred plays it like really well. And I mean, you see the theme too of like repeating lines, you know, of like what the dad would say.
Why do we fall? Yeah, I love that.
It makes
it's
such a good
such
actor.
a good scene.
Yeah, it is.
God,
it makes your heart like, oh,
one of the most
so
heartwarming comic book scenes. It's like I think of that one, the Spider-Man 2 train scene. Gotham in this movie is not a neon nightmare.
Oh no, it's actually really nice, but it's not like the New York style.
It doesn't feel overly realistic.
Yeah.
The next Nolan one, The Dark Knight, it's just Chicago, basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know it was like Christopher Nolan like based or was inspired of with Blade Runner.
Yeah, he was inspired by Blade Runner's world, which feels grounded but also a bit fantastical because Gotham in this movie doesn't feel like a real city. It feels always perpetually rainy and dark and so corrupt. It's like a mishmash of New York, Chicago, Tokyo.
Yeah.
It definitely gives off those vibes. Like it's I don't know, it's just watching it back then as a kid, like it was more like futuristic, I guess, like in my opinion. And now it definitely holds up like that too. Like there's just certain things that look.
Yeah, I appreciate the Tim Burton Gothams just on their scale, and those are all sets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this just feels like more of a grounded city.
Yeah, something that's...
Yeah, well, it just feels very, like, just real.
Feels tangible. So Batman's gear in the movie feels also real-world inspired.
Yeah,
the
very
Batmobile
tactical.
is a tank. How do we feel about the Bat tank?
I think it's so cool.
I really liked it.
Yeah, it is
really
cool.
Super badass.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's like everything you want to see in a Batman movie. Like, it needs to have that. Like,
yeah, the Keaton one feels iconic, but doesn't feel practical.
Yeah.
It can't make a 3-point turn very easily.
Yeah.
Very cartoony.
Yeah. And I like in this one, they show like a lot of the scenes of it going through like things that are on the side of the road and like fences and stuff. And it's, you know, that's what it's really actually can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer when the Batmobile is not just a car that Batman uses to get around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stealthy. I mean, not stealthy in a sense, but like, you know, it's just like...
No, you can hear that.
I mean, I don't know. To me, it's more sleek. It's more futuristic. It's...
Yeah.
I don't know. It's out there. Like, I've never seen anything like that.
And that big-ass blaster engine.
The afterburner.
Yeah. That just roaring. Like, I don't know. You would have to only have the mindset of the Joker to be in that town to be like, I'm not scared shitless of that fucking thing running me over. Yeah. Like, I'm just trying to get to work on, like, you know, the highway, and you can hear that thing like, roar, probably.
Yeah.
Like, let me get off to the left right now.
Why is the apartment shaking? Oh, Batman's chasing the Joker a mile away.
Jesus.
How do you feel about the bat suit? He still can't turn his head.
Yeah. He still can't turn it. And you could tell it's very stiff. Like,
he doesn't do the iconic Batman turn that Keaton does, where he just moves his whole body. But it's really awkward in the scene where he's driving Rachel back to the Batcave, and he has to like turn his whole shoulders. Rachel.
Yeah.
It's like the one shot that's so bad in the movie.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I liked the Batsuit this time. I felt like it was more, like you said, like tactical, more.
I think it's still my favorite one as a Batsuit. I like the Affleck one because that's
that one was
by the
good
Dark Knight
too.
Returns.
Yeah.
Keaton one is iconic, but I don't know if I can look at it objectively anymore because it's just so tied to my childhood.
Yeah. There's always going to be a special place in your heart for that one.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Bale, like Keaton, used the uncomfortableness of the suit to portray Batman because it's a claustrophobic nightmare in that thing.
I can only imagine, like, bulking up to getting that weight and then having to, like,
have
slab on
another
another
layer that's
even, like Chris Evans' Captain America suit is uncomfortable and just sweat pools, like, and you have to have like some cooling units installed.
If I have America's ass in that, I would wear it all the time. I don't care.
Yep, true.
But yeah, I mean, I like the suit. I mean, it's a lot better than the ones before. No more nipples, but yeah, it just looks so much better and stuff in it. I
love the evolution of it. When he starts out, he just has the suit and a ski mask, no cape.
Which is so funny to me because it's nice to have that like comedic relief of just like of him like kind of taking what he's learned from Roz and then like applying it to
You haven't
that.
seen the Pattinson one yet?
No,
right?
I have
They do
not.
something similar.
Oh,
in
they
the
do?
Pattinson one.
I'm so excited to see that one. I'm
That
so
one, I
pumped.
think that one's funnier.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I love the evolution of it. Like you see the gauntlets, claws, and you see that in the training. It's like, oh, I get why Batman is using this on his suit later in the movie.
And I mean that one shot of him being a fucking gargoyle or whatever the hell it is, like just standing. It's
Batman.
like so nice. It's like
Yeah.
I never have seen a gargoyle in real life. Have you?
Yeah.
yeah,
Where?
New
I don't see
York.
any.
yeah.
Oh, y'all been there.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
was
not
like-
rich like y'all.
I guess also what's that movie? The Hunchback
Of
Notre
Notre
Dame.
Dame.
Yeah. That there they have in there.
Well, not animated. I mean real life.
I
They
mean,
have
in
them there,
person.
Lauren.
Like in person.
They have them there.
I'm just saying, like.
I'm just saying these Batman movies seem like there's a gargoyle every other building.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, New York's kind of like that.
What are they
Yeah.
for? Are they like
Protection.
scarecrows?
Yeah.
Protection
Of the
what?
building.
I don't know, demons that are out there.
Yeah.
Clearly bats. I don't know.
They stop bats, but not Batman.
Well, I guess it's just like for architecture.
I don't know.
Why is that?
I really don't know. I just always
Write in
thought
the
it was.
comments below. Why are they
Right?
not?
There's people going to be screaming at us because they know the real
Like,
answer.
You fools!
Yeah.
It's to guard the treasure.
You idiots!
There's a curse.
Yeah, I also love how he has to order his supplies in bulk. Like they have the real world logic to it. Like, you see this thing
Right.
on the TV, the Batmobile. We're kind of working on that for a few years now at Wayne Enterprises.
Right. He's like, I need like plywood because I'm creating a lair in a cave. I mean, to build.
Spelunking, I think he tells
Yeah,
Morgan
right.
Freeman.
Yeah, he tells him spelunking, and then the next one is like hang gliding or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Hang gliding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how they make it a plot point in the Dark Knight. How
that was-
the forensic accountant's like.
I really like because there's a realness to it. That's what I liked.
Yeah.
Like you really think that nobody's not going to notice anything.
Yeah.
Like you're
Yeah, and if
stealing
they
from the
didn't
company.
ever acknowledge it, I probably would look back on this like, oh, that's really dumb.
Yeah.
Like
How
you
they
have to
just
acknowledge
steals everything
it.
from the basement.
Yeah.
But I mean, is it really stealing if you own it? But
Well, they declared Bruce dead.
oh yeah, I
Mhm.
forgot those
And-
bastards. He was just in jail. Chill.
Damn Rucker Hauer.
Yeah.
Dang, that's messed up. He was just fighting peasants, right? Or
Yeah,
he
I guess
being
he
a
was.
peasant.
Yeah, he was actually being like a poor person,
Yeah.
and then
He
like
was decided to try to live the life of a criminal,
yeah, so he could
Yeah.
fight criminals.
so he can better understand them.
Where they come from? Yeah,
And then he's still gonna beat the shit out of you for taking an orange.
yeah,
But I mean, I liked that mindset because obviously what happened to him, and I think in this movie Christopher Nolan does a really good job of the realness behind it. Like, and they also kind of like touch on that too. I think in the Val Kilmer one, like more so, like
About
his
making
origin.
it more
Yeah.
sad. Yeah,
Mhm.
but
In his grief.
yeah, I don't know. I really like the seriousness
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, I love the themes of the movie and how it explores Batman as a character, his fear, his guilt for his parents' death.
Very much so,
Yeah,
because
'cause he
even
was
as
like-
a child, he blamed himself.
yeah.
Because he
He's like,
He
I
was like,
should have.
I
I
had
should
fell
have
down
stayed.
the well
Yeah.
and got
Yeah.
attacked by bats, and then his parents took him to a bat opera because they're terrible parents.
They're like,
Yeah.
you know how you're gonna get over this trauma if I make you relive your trauma.
It's like throwing your kid into the deep end of the pool
For
after
real.
they drowned.
Thomas Wayne was like, Bruce, don't worry, we're gonna see this
I'm a
sick
doctor.
flick.
This sick ass opera show,
Yeah.
bro.
It's
all
going
right?
to
You're gonna
build your
love it. It's
character.
gonna blow your mind.
And then like 10 seconds in, he's like, Dad, I'm literally shitting, throwing up on
Throwing
the floor.
Up in this theater, please
And
get me out
then
of
they
here.
go
Papa,
out there,
please.
and then it's Martha the Pearls.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into the plot. Do y'all have opinions about the fight choreography? It's never been Nolan's strong suit.
I didn't know it wasn't like his strong suit, and I really don't know much about like fight scenes or like choreography.
It gets
But
better as the series goes.
yeah.
In this one, it's a lot of quick cuts.
hmm
It gives.
Have y'all seen the Bourne movies? Jason Bourne?
Mhm.
Oh my God, it's Jason Bourne.
My God, it's Jason Bourne.
Yeah,
They ruined action movies.
yeah, pretty much. There's like what 20 of them now.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a
5,
lot.
but
No, I'm
they inspired
obviously
the-
over exaggerating,
I
but
feel
like
like
yeah, it feels like there's so
They've
many of them.
rerun it enough for it to feel like there's
Yeah.
20 films.
And it's been ripped off endlessly with like Taken.
Yeah.
And they have like those inspired the quick cuts and where you can't really tell what's going on.
Yeah.
I guess to make it feel more intense.
It gives off a very Dance Revolutionary vibe.
I was just about to say that.
When I watched
it feels so spastic.
Yes.
And I'm sure it's to hide that Matt Damon can't really kick somebody's ass.
Yeah. I mean,
but definitely with the like this one, like the fight scenes, I felt like it was more of like a dance routine almost.
Yeah, it's very.
It feels appropriate in the first scene because you see Batman from the criminal's perspective, and you see these flashes of him just fighting these group of guys in a circle, and you could picture him doing martial arts, but you're seeing it from the criminal's perspective where he's so fast.
Yeah, and it's just a split second of it.
But then you have him fighting Liam Neeson in a sword fight, and it's still doing the quick cuts, and you can't really tell where they are in relation to each other.
How did Liam Neeson really created this circle around him? It doesn't really connect.
It's, I don't know. All in all, I thought it was, like, I guess good for its time. Like, watching it now, it definitely feels a little weak and lackluster.
You had stuff like The Matrix and
that's true.
You know, martial arts movies. They know how to shoot action. But it's just the difference between having people like Christian Bale and stunt people and this very uncomfortable suit that probably weighs a ton.
Yeah, that makes sense to kind of keep it quick.
I don't know how old he was, probably 60 or 50.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson looks like he could throw down.
Yeah. How tall is he?
Probably 6'4".
Yeah, big ass dude. How tall are you?
6'4".
Yeah, I'm like, how tall are you?
I don't want to brag, but me and Liam Neeson, same height.
Square up.
Square up, Liam. I'll take you down. I don't care if you're dark, man. Yes. So I felt like this one strikes the perfect balance between the realism and the comic booky-ness.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight goes very overly realistic and becomes more about moral issues between Batman and Joker, and then The Dark Knight Rises also feels comic booky, but in kind of a dumb way.
Yeah.
That plot is kind of dumb. We'll talk about it
when you actually say it out loud.
But I really love the fear sequences in this. I like how Nolan goes more stylish than he has before or since.
I liked it. It's definitely scary. I think it definitely adds
Batman's demon looks so awesome.
That was perfect.
Just the bile coming out and like the solid mask.
And the black eyes. Like,
it was very scary to see.
And the scarecrow with maggots and bats flying out of it. Feels so well done. Used CGI appropriately.
Yes.
Yeah. It does. You feel like you're on a drug. You're like, she's.
Because Nolan's Nolan's not, I don't want to say he's anti-CGI, but he prefers a more
more realistic approach, I guess.
Well,
because Gotham is a lot of models and miniatures in this one. Yeah. And real sets.
Well, like his Batcave was all done.
Practical.
Yeah. Like actually
I think there were some matte paintings, but it looks like an actual big set.
I really liked it.
This is the only one that has a real Batcave for Bale.
Yeah.
Because in The Dark Knight, because the Wayne Manor gets destroyed, he's just in like this industrial storage unit below ground. Okay, so we open in Wayne Manor. We have little British boy trying to be American because they shot this movie in London.
Yeah.
He's playing with the little girl, and then this boy falls down into a well. Oh my god. Well.
Not the well.
Right? Sally, where is he?
Little baby boy Bruce. No.
Oh no.
Lassie, go get help.
It's all this property, and that's where you wanted to fucking play?
On the fucking well from the 1800s.
I'm really glad he didn't get attacked by rats.
Right?
In that well.
I mean, Jesus.
Gotham would never be...
Ratman. It would be Ratman.
So he gets attacked by bats. His dad comes down, saves him. But we cut to Bruce Wayne in a prison.
Because it kind of like, it goes back and forth from
the plot structure is very back and forth. Nolan likes his non-linear plots, but it's only like that for the first hour, dealing with his origin. And so we have him in the jail. He gets in fights with criminals a lot because
that's what he wants
pretty.
to do.
Yeah.
But they don't like, I don't know why the criminals don't like him. He's too pretty, I guess.
Well, that too, and it's just like, you don't belong here.
Even when he's all gruff and bearded.
I'm like, you're so still handsome. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm like, you're still a beautiful man.
They really were hating. Like, why did all six, or no, how many does he say? He says like 7 of them, right?
Yeah.
I guess it's on the regular that he beats people up. Yeah. So then they put him in solitary confinement to protect the criminals from him. And then he's approached by a rogue Liam Neeson,
Yeah.
Mr. Ra's al Ghul.
Mm-hmm.
And he
I
tells
love
Batman,
the
like,
stash
hey,
he rocks in this
his
Yeah.
Fu Manchu mustache.
His evil
Yeah.
mustache.
It's like, how can you not see Bruce? Like,
Yeah.
he's walking up to you from the shadows and telling you, let me help you.
Well, because as we find out, Liam Neeson is calling himself Henry Ducard so far.
Mhm.
And he is from the League of Shadows, which is the League of Assassins in the comics. But I
Yeah.
guess assassins is a bad word.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Shadows fits better, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I like League of Shadows because they
I guess
are.
because if he straight up said he's from the League of Assassins, Bruce would be like,
Wait, what?
No.
No?
Yeah.
I don't feel like killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like League of Shadows.
He had to
I like
butter
that.
up.
Shadows, I like shadows.
I
I'm
like
down
to
for
be-
shadows.
Yeah.
I'm down for shadows.
He's like the-
All you had to say was shadows.
He had to butter him up. That was it.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, what about you come with me? We'll go to ninja school. You'll find a flower that gets you high.
Yeah.
And then
But
you
it's good, it's good.
You can become a legend,
Yeah.
Mr. Wayne.
Yeah, pretty much. I liked that whole scene of him being like, if you go here and if you pick this flower and if you carry it all the way to the top, you might find what you're looking for.
Yeah.
I love Liam Neeson so much as
Yeah.
a mentor. He feels so calm.
Mm-hmm.
And like you have him as Qui-Gon in the prequels, the Star Wars prequels, and then in this one,
Very fatherly.
he has a good range for somebody who can't change his voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For anything.
Yeah. You just feel very protected.
So we cut back to Bruce as a kid. His parents take him to an opera because they're bad parents.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, Dad, Papa, please let me go.
Papa.
He was
Where
like,
are we going?
No, you played over the well. I told you not to, and now
Now
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
show
make
you
you
something
have
sick.
this traumatic experience for the rest of your life. So we're gonna go out into Crime Alley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all in all, I mean, I thought that he did in a way have good parents because you get that scene from Alfred where he's standing there and
His dad is the only one that feels, and he's not even really fleshed out, but he feels like a good presence and performance. Like even from the small amount of screen time, you could feel that he's a good dad.
Yeah.
And his mom gets high on cocaine at the opera.
Right. I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
She has no character. I don't know what her deal is.
Yeah, I don't know because you see that like one scene of her. There's only, I mean, although it's really short,
Yeah.
it's just her being like, "Oh, baby."
So then they go into the alley to, I guess, not disturb the other rich people because that's the important thing, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, too, it's like maybe we should go out
He's
the
all-
front.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh wait, you're having a bad experience. Let's
But you can't
leave into
interrupt.
Crime Alley."
You can't interrupt the theatrics, Bruce. It's more important to go to this heroin den.
Yeah.
So they go. They're approached by a mugger, Joe Chill. Like, give me your money.
Yeah.
Then he wants the pearls. I love this
I love
death
this
scene for the Waynes. It's been done a few times. You see it in the first Tim Burton Batman. It's very theatrical, slow motion,
Over the top.
over the top.
Yeah.
And you also see it in Batman vs. Superman with Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne.
Yeah, that was more
And in that
dramatic
one,
too.
he throws like a slow motion punch.
Yeah.
And in this one, you have Thomas just being a very calm, trying to
I really appreciated that. Like
trying to de-escalate the situation, but then they just get shot,
Yeah.
and it's so blunt. And just have Bruce sitting there in silence. He doesn't cry out or anything. It just feels so dramatic and well done, realistic.
Yeah, that scene was definitely good.
Yeah, and you can see why he blames himself
Mm-hmm.
for Wayne's death.
Yeah, because
in the other ones,
you yourself as a viewer get very frustrated. Like, why aren't you screaming for help? Why
Yeah.
aren't you like, you know? And I can definitely see why he would blame
in
himself.
the comics, they're coming out of Zorro. They're coming out of the movie, so like there's no element of guilt there.
Yeah.
Really, that's laid out. So we cut to Bruce coming home from college. He's going to the trial of Joe Chill, who is about to go on parole or get early release because he is an informant, because he was a cellmate with the town's resident soprano, Carmine Falcone.
Everybody's favorite.
Yep.
Everybody's favorite.
Very mob
Gangster.
bossy guy.
And that's Tom Wilkinson, a British man,
Mm-hmm.
doing a very over-the-top Italian
Yeah.
accent.
Yeah.
I think it's a great performance.
Thought it was too. I
Yeah.
think Nolan does a really good job of
Yeah, I
bringing
love that
realistic
he-
events.
He has clunky exposition when he's talking to Bruce in the Narrows. He's like, I own that guy, I own that guy, I own that guy.
And then he just pulls out his gun and it's just like...
You might be a billionaire, but I can shoot you in the face right now.
And they wouldn't even blink an eye.
Yeah. So Bruce goes to the trial where he plans on murdering Joe Chill. But Carmine's henchwoman gets to him first and shoots him.
Which is, go off for a female assassin.
Girl power.
Girl power. Hell yeah.
Girls can be assassins too.
But, I guess it's best that happened because we wouldn't have Batman.
Yeah. And I think the next cutaway is to Rachel actually pulling him aside.
We get the car ride and they go to the Narrows. Rachel shows him that Gotham sucks.
Yeah. Just you could be doing so much for this city with the money that you have.
Your dad helped the city a lot, even though he was rich and a doctor. And Bruce is like, I don't care. I was gonna kill that guy.
And then she gives him the two slapper.
The two pieces.
Yeah. two slapper.
Her weekend combo.
Yeah. It's never mind. I couldn't think of it.
Well, it's a good thing her parents didn't get shot. She'd be a terrible Batwoman.
Yeah, she would.
Two slapping.
Two slapping. Right. Purse throwing.
Girl, how are you surviving?
She's got weak wrists. What do you expect?
Bruce confronts Carmine. Then he has that moment where he rejects his wealth and his quest for revenge. He throws the gun into the river, gives his coat to a hobo, which is the most Bruce Wayne has ever done to help the poor.
Yeah,
honestly.
In his life.
Here you go, my man. Armani.
Yeah, this should be good for the rest of my life. I know I'm a billionaire, but...
He walks away patting himself on the shoulder. You did good, Brucey. You did good.
Humanitarian of the Year. So then we meet up with the current timeline where he's training with Ra's al Ghul. They have the sword fight on the river. He learns tactics of deception. He gets stuff like the smoke pellets. All that stuff that leads to him being a ninja Batman, which I prefer for my Batman in a way, because I do like the hulking, just muscle on muscle, like Ben Affleck. Just he will beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
But I also like Bale, ninja, stealth, picking on criminals from the shadows.
It makes it
more with, I think, Batman just as the character.
Yeah, being
a creature of the
stealthy,
night.
and just being a shadow.
So then we get to Bruce's final ninja test before he graduates and goes off to ninja college.
Ninja college.
He has to get his certificate first.
Yeah, he has to get to his diploma, and his test is to murder a murderer or execute him because he killed another person from the village. Bruce is like, nah. What if no?
Yeah.
Think so?
So I'm just gonna blow up this ninja academy and all my friends that I've been with for a year.
Yeah. It's like one death.
And I'm gonna save the one other white guy.
Right.
Liam Neeson, he saves Liam Neeson, takes him to another hut. And he's like, hey, you got this.
Yeah, he gives him
right?
a forehead kiss and goes off into the distance. This man, if you gave him the trolley experience, to see which one, he'd
kill
be
one guy
like,
or kill
everybody on the railroad.
Yeah.
He'll swear.
He'll bring it back. Turn it.
So we get to Bruce being picked up in a private jet by Alfred. Everybody thinks Bruce has been dead because he's been on his own for the past 7 years.
Yeah.
Training around the world, beating up criminals. So then he talks to Alfred and be like, no, I'm not coming back to be Bruce Wayne. I'm coming back to be a Batman.
Yeah. And Alfred's
Vengeance
just
himself.
no, you need therapy. That's not what you're doing. You've been gone for how long?
7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn.
Alfred doesn't even mention therapy.
Yeah, he's just on board.
He's like, whatever you say, Mr. Wayne.
Yeah.
All right. You look like you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
They get back to Gotham. Bruce finds out his parents' company has been taken over. He gets kind of the shit assignment. He goes to the basement to hang out with Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman's like, I got all this Batman stuff laying around.
If you want to take a gander at
If
it.
you just want to take a look at it, and I'll look the other way when you sneak out the back door with it. So then we get him as Batman. He confronts Carmine Falcone. Carmine Falcone has been working with Scarecrow to smuggle drugs into Gotham. Scarecrow has been working with Carmine Falcone to get his guys committed to Arkham Asylum
Yeah.
instead of going to regular prison.
Mm-hmm.
So they have that kind of deal going on. And Scarecrow is actually working for Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
Even though we did just see him get murdered, he was Ken Watanabe in the Ninja Academy.
Yeah. That's such a sick name. Ra's al Ghul. It sounds
Ra's al
like
Ghul.
It's actually Ra's al Ghul in the comics, but then they do Ra's al Ghul. And I think there's some weird thing where it's like actually supposed to be pronounced Ra's, like culturally, but then the comic books. Comic fans are weird. They argue about the dumbest stuff.
yeah.
So Batman forms his relationships with Commissioner Gordon. He reconnects with Rachel, and Michael Caine is like, hey, you know it's gonna be a little weird that this Batman guy and Bruce Wayne showed up after all this time, and they're here at the same time now. So you have to start being Bruce Wayne in public. Go have fun. Pretend to have fun.
Yeah.
Go to a hotel with
Bring these estranged
supermodels,
women.
with these illegal
Which is what
Eastern
I
European.
love, because like with, I don't know, like in American Psycho, it kind of just like fits with that kind of, he's like
Yeah.
pretending, or this is what he thinks like a rich playboy, like billionaire is supposed to do.
His little drunk talk, like it was chef's kiss. It's like,
Yeah.
dude.
He buys the hotel. He's such a good douchebag.
Yeah,
I love Christian Bale when he's a douche.
yeah, I do too.
I feel like most actors play douches better than
Yeah.
regular
I
performances.
think
Because
it's
it's probably
not like
kind of how they are.
It's
in
not
real
that
life.
far-fetched from reality.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure. So Falcone is in Arkham Asylum after getting caught by Batman. Scarecrow betrays him, kind of.
Yeah.
He actually commits him, makes him see worms, maggots,
Yeah.
because Ra's al Ghul doesn't need him anymore.
It was also kind of like, well, yeah, he was just a pawn anyways.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they all kind of were, so it's like
He was kind of
easy
fucking
to
them
throw
over and like
away.
stealing the stuff too, wasn't he?
They're just both so good in that scene. Tom Wilkinson, he's like, yeah, Doc, I have bad dreams, blah, blah, blah.
Oh yeah, he's all, commit me. I'm insane.
Yeah.
And then Cillian Murphy's like, you want to see this bag?
Yeah. I'll show you.
You want to see some real
He's
shit?
so charming and
Want to see some real speed, bitch?
Right?
so smarmy. I
Yeah.
love him so
Yeah.
much. So Batman is investigating Jonathan Crane. He gets sprayed with the fear gas.
Yeah.
And he gets put out of commission. Morgan Freeman finds out, like, this guy that's been stealing the shit from the basement
Yeah.
has been using the stuff to fight crime.
Yeah.
He makes a cure for the fear toxin. Then Rachel gets involved. She confronts Jonathan Crane in their drug factory.
Yeah.
But that's just the smart thing to do as
Yeah.
a woman.
It's like,
is
girl-
to
Follow this guy into
let
the
me
basement.
follow
Yeah.
this man into the basement with several other large men.
She was like, I see these dreamy blue eyes. Nothing can go wrong.
Honestly,
She's like, I've got my purse and I've got my mace. I can do this.
I mean,
And I have
those-
my
those-
loose wrist. All's fine, Bruce.
I have
Fuck
my-
you.
Hey,
I have
hey,
my weak
she-
wrists.
Hey, she has a taser. Come on.
She's like, yeah, you better run.
So Batman gets in there. He confronts Crane after he has sprayed Rachel with the hallucinogen. Batman sprays the hallucinogen in Crane's face, and he has that great Batman demon look.
Yeah.
It's like, who are you working for?
Yeah.
And Crane says, Ra's al Ghul. Batman's like, Ra's al Ghul is dead.
Yeah.
And Crane just has that great, like, confused look, like, wait, how does he know Ra's al Ghul?
Yeah. He's like, wait a minute.
And he completely checks out.
Yeah.
Like, it is way too much for his brain to handle.
Yeah. He's like, Ra's al Ghul dead, but Batman looking like a demon. I don't know what to believe.
Brain just goes. I just went doo doo in my brain.
Batman saves Rachel and causes millions of dollars in collateral damage to get her to the Batcave.
God.
When doesn't?
The escape from Arkham Asylum is so cool when he summons the bats. It's the only time he does that in the trilogy. I feel like the Nolan trilogy has a lack of utilization of gadgets
Yeah.
outside of this one, because in the other ones it's mainly just grapple gun, the batarang, and his little electro gun in the Dark Knight Rises that knocks out power.
What I really liked about it, because like it definitely gives that supernatural type of feel. Although I know he probably used like high frequency or something like that to like get them all to like go over there. But I mean, for people who don't know that, like the cops and stuff, like you don't know if this person's human or not. Like, what the fuck is this person? That was really cool to see.
And then it's just nice to tie in with the whole theme of like fear. He's overcoming it by using it. You know?
I think that's just why I love this version of Batman. Even outside of the other Nolans, it just feels like so more like the Batman I know with gadgets and confronting people from the shadows and tactics he uses.
Yeah.
And the Nolan ones after this probably go a little too far into realism.
Mm-hmm.
So Batman takes Rachel back to the Batcave, gives her the antidote, then gives her a copy of the antidote to give to Commissioner Gordon so that he can make copies and also inoculate himself.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Bruce has his 30th birthday party upstairs, and he has to go pretend to be douchebag Bruce Wayne upstairs real quick.
Mm-hmm.
But who is at this party?
Mr. Liam Neeson himself.
Mr. Oh.
You can say we're at that party.
Mr. Girl. But yeah.
Mr. Roz himself.
Mr. Roz.
That's when I think Bruce makes the connection. Wait, I think he said that the other guy was Ra's al Ghul, but in reality,
they have this. The woman approaches him. She's like, "I've been talking to the most interesting guy,
yeah,
Ra's al Ghul," and then it turns out it's another Asian guy.
yeah,
And then Liam Neeson approaches with the great line, "But is Ra's al Ghul immortal?"
yeah. That's
Because in the comic books, I don't know if you know, Ra's al Ghul is an immortal person. He has this thing called the Lazarus Pit, where he rejuvenates himself, makes himself younger. So
oh wow.
the League of Assassins is like for years and years and around the world.
So is that like the main evil?
Batman has so many
Okay,
evils.
never mind. But
Yeah.
dang, that's crazy. But yeah, that reveal was like, seen in the movie.
No, I saw that coming.
I didn't.
I didn't. I
Well,
was gullible.
rewatching it. Obviously, you do.
Yeah.
But like young and watching it, I was
Yeah.
like, "What?"
I was just like,
Mind blown.
It gets a little confusing because Ra's al Ghul literally translates to demon head.
Mm-hmm.
So you would naturally think, oh, that's the head of the League of Assassins or Shadows in this movie. But Ken Watanabe is supposedly just a fake one, and Liam Neeson has always been the real one.
Yeah.
That confuses me because I would just assume that he takes up the mantle after the other one dies.
And I guess that's how like the, I don't know, immortality like comes into play.
Yeah, because it's a title that passes
Yeah.
down, I guess.
I love Christopher Nolan. I love shit like that. I think it's just because it's real. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like to me, it's realistic
It feels
versus
more
like
real
Yeah.
than
an
a
actual
giant,
immortal person.
than a giant pool that makes you
Yeah.
Young
immortal.
again. The fountain of youth.
So Liam Neeson is behind it all. They have a plan they've been poisoning Gotham's water supply for weeks with the drug, but the drug only gets released through air.
Yeah.
So they have to
And
dehydrate
so
the water
conveniently, the Wayne
through steam.
industry
Yeah.
is missing
that's
one.
That's a bit of a clunky part where they have this scene with the two boardroom douchebags. They're like, "Hey, we're missing this plot device."
Yeah.
That, dehydrates our entire water supply. So
Yeah, might want to look out for that.
Yeah.
But there's no other. Oh, yeah, he fires Morgan Freeman because Morgan Freeman is asking questions about it.
right, we're just wanting to get down to the bottom of it. So they're like, got to get rid of this guy.
Yeah.
It's the one dumb thing in this
Yeah.
movie. It works for just to save the city plot, I guess.
Yeah.
I kind of forget, why was the League of Shadows wanting to get rid of Gotham? Was it because it was just too corrupt?
Yeah.
Their deal is that they destroy societies after they reach their
Like limit.
their limit of corruption or decadence.
Yeah.
Like they say they've done it to London and Rome. Like, y'all should have done it a few more times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a couple hundred years apart. Y'all
Come
working a little
on.
too
And
slow.
it's
Yeah.
like, well, maybe you're all in the wrong because it's like you're going after the whole society, and it's like, well, why not just do what Batman's doing, going after the bad guys? But
Yeah, I
like,
think that's why
no,
he had a hard time getting behind it.
Yeah.
Was just because he felt
'Cause
like
they're-
people
Gotham
deserve a
is-
chance.
Gotham in this movie is so corrupt. Like the cops are bad.
Yeah.
The judges. Liam Neeson says that they tried to do it in the 80s because Gotham in this movie went through a depression in the 80s. So they were like, we tried a new thing, economics.
Yeah.
We bought a lot of stock or something. I don't know how economics work.
Yeah.
Like I failed economics.
Yeah, no wonder they didn't do it.
Thank God.
Fucking Liam
It would
Neeson.
have been boring. No.
Yeah.
But they give that a bit of a tie-in because Joe Chill was so desperate because of the depression that he had to kill the Wayne to try and get money.
Yeah.
So that
it's
ties
the
into
defensive
that.
using.
Okay.
So Liam Neeson sets the house on fire. Bruce is trapped under some rubble. Alfred comes in and saves him.
But he gives him the sickest burn ever.
Dude, for real.
Yeah,
And
why do you work out so much if you can't even
all
lift this
those
thing?
push-ups and you can't even lift this up, and he just
It's like, oh, you
Everything
little,
is on
little
fire
bat
still.
boy, you can't pick up a piece of
oh,
lawn.
your
you
widow
little bad
whips is
boy.
showing.
Oh, somebody's parents dead.
Right.
I guess I'll go get some coffee.
God, I wish
or
Alfred was.
whatever.
I wish Alfred was a bully. That'd be great.
Yeah, right.
Just roasting.
He does keep him in check. I do like this Alfred.
So they escape into an elevator because the Wayne Manor was used for like a route on the Underground Railroad. Because we have to establish that these rich white people were actually good.
Yeah, and we also have to establish in this world that there's racism. It's like, oh, great. So there's not only just psychopaths drugging and killing people, but there's also racism. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we only have one major black character
Right.
through 3 movies.
Just the one.
So Alfred gives him a pep talk. Bruce is like, man, this was a bad idea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alfred's just like in the ash. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, but then Alfred gives him the pep talk, like, why do we fall?
Yeah.
Be
You
like,
cry your eyes out. Like,
Yep, so Batman gets the pep talk, and he's like, I'm gonna go be Batman now
Yeah.
and save the city.
yeah.
thanks, Alfred, for the permission for me to destroy more of the city.
So Batman and Jim Gordon get together. He gives Jim Gordon the Batmobile to go stop the train. Meanwhile, Batman's gonna go confront Ra's al Ghul, get on the train, because the plan is they have the microwave emitter on the train, and the pipes run conveniently right under the train. And as soon as it gets to Wayne Enterprises, the city's gonna blow, and everybody's gonna be covered in fear gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have Gary Oldman in the Batmobile, Batman on the train, and Rachel Dawes is helping out, saving little
Running around with her weak wrists.
saving little King Joffrey. Did y'all know that?
Oh,
The little
yeah.
boy is
Yeah.
King Joffrey.
Saving King
Probably should
Joffrey.
probably should let that kid die.
Yeah.
Scarecrow comes back to get tased.
Yes, once again. That, yeah, and then after, I really like that whole sequence because it's like, I don't think she's, like, she has the antidote, right? But the little boy doesn't.
He's seeing the fear
Yeah.
stuff. He's seeing like these great images of the people confronting him with just like lights in their eyes and
Yeah.
mouths. Feels very alien.
Is that where Batman, that one scene where he has the red eyes to the child? I always
he's
thought that was
flying-
super iconic because
He's flying over the city.
yeah, and he has like the red eyes and he just looks like a
eyes and mouths.
demon.
He looks so demonic.
I loved that scene.
Looks so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still think the third act's the weakest part of the movie because it's
Definitely.
just action.
Yeah.
But Batman fights Liam Neeson on train, gets the better of him. Liam Neeson destroys the train tracks, so the train crashes. Batman's like, I don't have to save you.
But I don't have to watch you die either.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stab you with a battering, but I am gonna let you die in a train crash.
Yeah. So bye-bye.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about that? Because in the Nolan trilogy, they say Batman doesn't kill.
Yeah. But obviously,
That's in the Dark Knight. It becomes a focal point where he has the one rule.
I think for this one, I think it kind of like ties in as to why it reminds me of Superman and Henry Cavill because he had to, you know what I mean? And if he didn't, this guy was going to keep coming back and keep coming back.
And he knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman, so you have to write around
You
that.
gotta kill him. You gotta kill him.
Yeah.
It made sense to me, although it is something that like he completely went against. I can see why he had to do it, and then why he doesn't do it from then on. So
Except for Harvey Dent.
yeah, well, yeah, he had
Yeah.
to do that too. Well, he had to do that one too.
Yeah, no, there's a couple of them. But I guess for this one, it's all right. But, I mean, a little stab wouldn't hurt, you know.
Little neck stabbing.
If you had stabbed him, nothing would have changed about the outcome.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, all right.
It just would have felt better because, like,
It would have made
know.
me feel better.
sure, he can't come back. He's not immortal. No.
So Batman saves the city. We cut to the burned remains of Wayne Manor. Rachel confronts him. Batman's like, okay, we can bone now.
She's like,
Right?
no.
No, you're
My
not.
wrist.
I really. I do like Katie Holmes in that scene
Yeah.
where she's like, "You're not Bruce anymore. You're Batman. Maybe when you're not Batman, we can try this, but
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen right
Truly
now."
knows, like, not how to get her heart broken.
Yeah.
But still evidently does in the second movie.
And
But
we'll
whatever.
definitely get to that. I'm like, we'll definitely talk about that one.
So Batman's a hero now. He goes to the top of the... Before that, he buys his company back because the company went public. He says, screw you, Rutger Hauer. Morgan Freeman's in charge now. Yeah. Then he goes to the top of the GCPD, where Gary Oldman has made a bat signal. Mm-hmm. We didn't talk about that, but I love how the first bat signal is Carmine Falcone strapped to the the light spotlight.
See, I wanted to talk about that too. That scene where he, gets acquainted again with Gordon, and he knows that he wants to do good and stuff like that. And he's actually been not listening into his conversations, but he knows that he wants to not be corrupt, and he knows that he works with people that are corrupt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so whenever he's like, just look for my signal. And then that being the signal, that was pretty iconic.
I have the most minor nitpick about the bat signal, because the bat symbol on his chest does not match.
Yeah.
The bat signal, it matches the battering.
Yeah.
It's just something always minor. They fix it in The Dark Knight. His new bat suit has the updated one.
Okay.
But they shouldn't have fixed it, though.
Yeah.
They should have just left it. It's I
like both of them. I like when the bat suit has a bigger bat on it. I don't know. It depends. I like the Keaton one a lot.
Yeah, the Keaton one was
good. The classic yellow circle. The Bale one fits, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a very minor nitpick.
Yeah.
But yeah, Batman has a talk with Jim Gordon, and Jim Gordon's like, you change things around here.
You ain't a bad guy.
You ain't a bad guy after all.
Things are gonna escalate.
Yeah.
Because you're flying around wearing a mask. Criminals are gonna start looking,
doing the theatrics and everything.
Doing the theatrics, including this one guy who's been murdering people, who left a calling card.
And I want you to check it out, so here you go.
And all of us all suspenseful on our seats, it's gonna be him.
Because it's now this is the first resurgence of Joker.
Yeah.
Because Jack Nicholson was so iconic, they're like,
it's hard to fuck with.
How are you gonna top that?
Let me show you real quick.
Have big shoes to fill in the sequel.
And Heath Ledger said, hold my beer.
Yeah.
It's the best sequel tease of all time.
And I cannot wait to talk about the second one.
Honestly, the second one, that one probably is a cultural reset. But I feel like with certain people, you tell them, that's their whole identity. Till now, it's still continuous been their whole identity, and that is sick. That is very sick in the head.
I feel like this one doesn't get enough credit as much as The Dark Knight does, because obviously that one is the more popular one. But this one really influenced Hollywood a lot, because
most definitely
everybody started the gritty, dark reboot, because the year after this was Casino Royale with Daniel Craig, and before that one, it was kind of like a Batman situation where they had the campy Pierce Brosnan ones.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think this one still is really good.
It's a definite reset.
Yep, it's probably my favorite of the Nolans.
All in all, I just think he did a great job with just directing these. And like I've said before, I will always consistently compare other superhero movies to this one. It just makes it more real. I don't know, he just definitely did something with this one.
Well, you can go for the gritty, realistic, singular character study like the Nolan trilogy does, or you can go for the big, bombastic, over-the-top like Infinity War, where you have all these things coming together after years of build-up, and that works in its own way.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I feel like the Nolan trilogy is more satisfying than Avengers Endgame in a way.
Yeah.
Because it focuses on this one character, and you really feel like you're involved with him and on this journey with him. Like, say you love Guardians of the Galaxy. You have to watch you can't just watch Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 and 3 whenever it comes out. You have to watch Guardians of the Galaxy 1, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Infinity War, Endgame, the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, Thor, whatever, Love and Thunder.
Yeah, it is. It's a
bunch of
It's
homework.
too much lore.
Yeah, that's why I really like these, and I'll always compare them to the Nolans, is because I don't know, I really appreciate the fact that he answers all of the questions that you would have in a movie. Versus, like, if you watch Marvel or whatever, you're like, okay, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, how does that make sense? You know what I mean? Versus with these, although there are some times where it may not seem like it doesn't make sense, or you have, like, a little small, like, problem with it, like, it's still so realistic in a way to where it answers all your questions.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about these.
It feels like a grounded reality for the movie, because when you get to stuff like Iron Man, and then if you jump from Iron Man, which feels very grounded in a way, but still comic booky. But then you jump to Infinity War where you have aliens and it just, there's a disconnect that happens and evolves over time with the Marvel stuff.
Yeah. It's kind of like, I guess
which I appreciate because comic books get weird. The devil exists in the same universe that Spider-Man exists.
That's weird. I was just like, what?
Comics are weird.
Supposedly the devil lives in our universe too. I don't know if y'all know about that.
Lauren just evolves.
Who's this Satan guy everybody keeps talking about?
It's like in Tenacious D.
They're like, no, his name's Saturn.
So that's the end. We like Batman Begins. Batman's a good guy. We like him. He's our best friend.
He's alright.
He could be doing more to help the poor.
I was gonna say he could be doing more for his community,
I think
but
he could give out a couple more coats, but the one we'll give him a pass this time.
Yeah.
But he's the star of a really great movie that we really like.
Yeah.
And we will come back to talk about a movie. Maybe we'll talk about it on a dark night.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for listening. Like, follow, do all that cool stuff if you're cool. And if you don't, then
you're not.
I hope Batman puts you in jail.
I hope Batman beats the fuck out of you.
You know what? I hope you get kidnapped by the Scarecrow and then, given his hallucinogen.
And your biggest fear will be subscribing to this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, snap. I wouldn't do that, but.
All right, bye. Thanks for
Bye,
listening.
guys.